Last week we went on a date with the president's daughter, and this week our mom's got a date with a vampire? Okay, so Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire was directed by Steve Boyum and written by Lindsay Nathans and Robert Keats, and is yet another classic Disney Channel original movie from my childhood. I remember watching it every time it aired during spooky season. Despite that, I honestly can't say I remember much about it, other than the fact that the mom is played by the girl from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So I'll be going into this pretty much blind, watching it again for the first time in, I don't know, like 17 years? Hopefully it lives up to the pedestal I've placed on and doesn't end up sucking. you get it? You get it? Sucking? You know, cause vampires, they suck blood? Please kill me.
Listen to the night and hear a song that will chill your soul.
As it turns out, this was all just a movie being watched by our protagonist Adam. We're also introduced to Adam's older sister Chelsea and little brother Taylor, who was evidently frightened from watching the movie. But before he can finish the film, his mom comes home and scolds him for letting his little brother watch the movie and tells him to go to his room. In his room, we see that Adam has a bit of an obsession with all things vampires as he looks up a vampire hunter online on a classically slow early 2000s computer.
Come in.
Hey, you got a minute?
Yeah, just doing my homework.
Man, I wish I was simply looking at vampire hunters during that one time when my mom walked in on me watching that scene from Sword Art Online. Our relationship has never been the same since. Anyways, moving on from that childhood trauma, let's get back to the movie.
Hey, is that Dad's wedding invitation?
You knew?
Oh, yeah, he told me last weekend when he took me to the football game.
Well, what about your brother and sister?
Yeah, they know too. Didn't you know?
No, I didn't.
We learn that Adam's parents are divorced and his mother, Lynette, is hurt by the fact that Adam's dad is getting remarried.
Mom? You're still the bomb.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Don't be gross, Adam. The next day, Adam meets up with his friend Duffy and discusses the upcoming Harvest Festival. Did you see the two kids bumping and poking? That was kind of funny. And hey, that girl just walked the other way. And hey, that kid just entered the classroom. Adam goes to the class and presents his Who I Admire Most essay on his hero, vampire hunter Malachi von Hessling, much to his teacher's disapproval. Unfortunately for Adam, when he returns home, his mom informs him that his history teacher called and told her about his bogus essay. This leads Lynette to ground him from going to the Harvest Festival the following night. And when Chelsea mocks her brother, she is also grounded from seeing her boyfriend.
I'm such a genius. Don't you knock?
Man, I wish I was simply looking at vampire hunters during the one time my sister walked in on me watching that scene from Future Diary. Our relationship has never been the same since. Adam decides the only way the two of them can go out tomorrow night is to get their mom a date. And how is he gonna accomplish that?
Look at all these ads. There's gotta be someone in here for Mom.
Wait, why are there dating profiles on this freaking vampire magazine?
Wolfsbane at netherlink.ro.
Wolfsbane? What? Wait, does this confirm the presence of werewolves in this universe as well? Oh boy, the lore is getting better and better!
Dear Wolfsbane, read your ad. We want you to meet our mom. It's a surprise, so don't mention that we wrote you. She'll be at the Food Master on 6th at 8 o'clock.
The market? How are we gonna get Mom to go to the market?
Just follow my lead.
You have received new mail.
Okay, we gotta go over the sequence of events just now. The previous scene where Adam sends the email establishes that it's already nighttime, and the message tells our blood-sucking bachelor to meet up at 8 that night at some supermarket. So not only do Adam and Chelsea have to convince their mom to drive out in the pouring rain to go to the supermarket, which they somehow succeed in doing, but they're also relying on the possibility that the man they sent the email to reads it within a short span of time, and that he even ends up actually agreeing to the plan. And we don't even know where this guy lives. They found his info in a presumably nationally published magazine, meaning that he could be living anywhere in the whole country. Surely the stars won't align for this pathetic excuse of a plan to... okay, sure, never mind.
Come to Papa.
What?
You didn't find him?
Well, did you?
Suave debonair, man of the world. The guy was probably making the whole thing up.
Maybe not. Look.
That is so the guy.
Right.
I don't know, he looks more like a really bad private detective to me. But you know, whatever, to each their own. Before they can catch up to the mysterious detective-looking guy, they run into...
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
I'm so
No,
sorry. I
no,
didn't
entirely
see
my
you.
fault. I do apologize. No permanent damage done, I trust.
Has this dented before?
Well, perhaps we should exchange driver's licenses.
Adam, Chelsea, this is Dimitri, Dentatos.
Right, Dentatos. It's Romanian.
So, Dimitri, come here often?
No, actually I don't. I'm new to the neighborhood. I'm restoring the old Mather house, down by the lake.
And he's already putting up all the charm.
So, baby, you want to see Dracula dance? Yeah, you like that? Oh, yeah! Dracula bringing the heat now.
Would you do me the honor of having dinner with me tomorrow night?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you seem sort of...
Oh my god, that's so fucking awkward, dude. Jesus.
What am I saying? Why not?
Before they part ways, Dimitri manages to score a date with Lynette. But before the night is over, Taylor sees... Is that his name, Taylor? I forgot. Hold on, let me look at the script. Yep, that's his name, Taylor. Wait. Hold on. Yep, Taylor. Taylor. That's it. That's it. Taylor sees Dimitri turn into a bat. I don't know where his clothes went, though. Okay, so Adam calls Duffy to tell him that he can go to the concert now, but it turns out Duffy already gave the ticket away. So they meet up, and Adam's surprised to see that he gave the ticket away to a 10th grade bully named Boomer, who is not open to giving it back to Adam. But Adam knows Boomer has a crush on his sister, so he kind of just throws his sister on the bus and promises Boomer that she'll go on a date with him, which is really just messed up, Adam, dude. Come on. Not cool, man. Not cool. And Boomer agrees and gives him the ticket back. When Taylor tells him that he thinks Dimitri's a vampire, Adam shrugs it off, as Taylor just being scared from the movie. But he does end up giving his little brother the name of the vampire hunter.
Mom's got a date with a vampire.
Ah, he said it. He said the title. Ah. Later that night, Dimitri arrives in his insanely awesome car.
Hi.
Oh, greetings! It is I, the Count.
Hi, Dimitri. How you doing?
But he mysteriously stops outside the door before he enters.
You just gonna stand out there? Please, come in, won't you?
Thank you.
Which I feel like, as someone who's so into vampires, Adam should have picked up on, but I digress. After formally inviting him in, the kids realize their mom is nervous about the date and run up to comfort her.
What's going on?
Mom's freaking out.
Mom's freaking out.
Everything's fine. You look great.
Don't be weird, Adam. But after reassurance from her kids, Lynette builds up the courage to go forward with the date. Meanwhile, Taylor finds the vampire hunter's phone number and asks for his help.
It's people. When you walked onto the lot, I said to myself, this guy is here for one thing and one thing only.
Speaking of the vampire hunter, he's searching for clues as to the current whereabouts of his target.
May I borrow your clipboard, please?
Oh, wait, hey, I know him. That's the dad from Lizzie McGuire.
Gentleman was here tonight, about 6 foot.
Oh, okay, if anyone can explain to me what just happened in the comments below, I'd appreciate it, because despite my extensive knowledge of vampiric lore, I'm not quite sure what he just did there with Dimitri's footprints.
Oh, glowing footprints. That guy was a freak, wasn't he? I knew that guy was a freak. I knew it.
Okay. That guy really ran with his role right there. Despite his short screen time, he really wanted to make an impression. All right, good for him. When Taylor's call is sent to voicemail, he decides to take matters into his own hands and rides off to save his mother, leading Adam and Chelsea to chase after him, as to not ruin their plans for the evening. I did not edit that. That was just a movie.
May I interest you in a bottle of wine?
I don't drink wine.
I think we'll just stick with water for now.
Perhaps some garlic bread to
No.
start.
Thank you.
That was normal. Eventually, Taylor arrives at the restaurant where his mom is eating at, and it happens to be called Renfield, which is a nice little reference to Bram Stoker's Dracula. Adam and Chelsea stop Taylor before he can interrupt the date, but he refuses to go back, so Adam decides that he'll prove to his little brother that Dimitri is not a vampire.
Okay, deal. You better know what you're doing.
Don't worry, I got it wired. Come on. Hey, Mom. Dimitri. How you guys doing?
Is everything okay?
Oh, everything's fine. I just wanted to apologize for watching that movie last night. I think it got to Taylor.
He's a vampire.
Why was that line delivered like instead of being scared, he was more like disgusted, like, ew, he's a vampire.
Right. We need some sort of test.
The spoon test.
Spoon test? Right, spoon test, right.
Dimitri plays along with Adam's plan and tells him to do the spoon test, because apparently vampires are not able to balance a spoon on their nose, and trying so will cause them to explode.
Am I all right? Am I still here?
You're still here.
Oh, thank goodness. There, you see? I guess I'm not a vampire.
Having convinced Taylor that Dimitri isn't a vampire, Adam takes his brother out to leave. Oh my god, oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, that definitely scared me as a kid. Ooh. The kids drop Taylor off back home with a babysitter, but before Chelsea can finally begin her plans for the night, Adam tells her about what he saw, or well, didn't see.
Come on, Chelsea, I need you.
I hate you right now. You know that, don't you?
I'm okay with that.
And luckily the movie avoids any needless drama and Chelsea gives her brother a chance to prove himself, which I actually really appreciate. Back at home, Malachi arrives, and Taylor lets the complete and total stranger into his house, much to the horror of the babysit.
This is Malachi Van Helsing. He's a vampire hunter.
A vampire hunter?
It's okay. I asked him to come over.
Taylor, you gotta go to bed now. He has to go to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Want a cookie?
No thanks.
Oh, jeez. She's worse than the babysitter from The Incredibles.
Campfire.
Taylor informs the hunter that it was all a false alarm, though as they did the spoon test and Malachi was all like, "You got, son."
Oh no. That's why they went back.
That's why who went back?
My brother and sister. They went after the vampire.
Okay, that's odd. Taylor was under the assumption that his siblings were going out to do their original plans, like the Harvest Festival and Chelsea's boyfriend, so there's no way he knows that they went back to the restaurant. Whatever, plot convenience, I suppose. While Taylor wants to accompany him, Malachi tells him it's far too dangerous and sends him upstairs.
Vampire hunter?
Oh my god, you're the worst! Dude, this complete total stranger in a trench coat comes to the house you're babysitting at, and you just like, it's okay. It's just the guy. What? This is insane. After their dinner, Lynette and Dimitri pass by a club Lynette used to perform at, and Lynette convinces him to go in. Adam follows them in and devises a plan to separate the two of them.
But see right over there, there's a girl who really isn't dancing with anyone. And, well, like they know anything, right?
Excuse me, kid.
Yeah, see ya.
Hi, I'm Jim. Would you like to dance?
Oh no, my repressed memories are coming back. Oh no, this guy's in trouble. Oh, I remember being so sad at this part because Adam convinces this man to flirt with his mom and then Dimitri hurts him. Oh, I can't bear to watch.
Seems he's changed his mind.
Oh, never mind. That was that was really cringe though. After his first plan is foiled, Adam decides to inform the band that Lynette is there tonight. Having used to perform here, Lynette is apparently pretty famous around these parts, and they ask her to come up and sing, to which she agrees. Now that Adam has successfully isolated Dimitri, Adam tells security that he's a stalker, and luckily the security team there are all fans of Lynette, and aren't taking kindly to this alleged stalking. Oh no, it wasn't the other guy! This was the guy that gets hurt! Oh no, oh no, oh!
My brother's like obsessed with this vampire thing and...
And stay out.
Huh. I guess not. What the hell am I thinking about then? Chelsea then witnesses Dimitri's super strength as he tears their bikes apart, and Spider-Man's up the wall. Oh, and also Taylor somehow managed to sneak his way into Malachi's car, and despite not wanting to take a child along with him on this incredibly dangerous mission, Taylor manages to convince him through sheer annoyance. Before Adam can get to his mom, he sees that Dimitri has somehow made his way back inside, and instead of going back to security, he just kind of gives up. Outside, Chelsea tells her brother what she saw.
He walked up the wall. Is that a vampire thing?
Yeah, that's a vampire thing.
Because Dimitri's a vampire.
Afraid so.
Who's gonna bite Mom?
No, see, that's a myth. Dracula scrape with his fangs and lick up the blood. Like this. See? Scrape and lick.
With Dimitri having driven off with their mom, the siblings discuss their plan of action and try to figure out where Dimitri would be taking her next.
Besides, he wants her to like him, right? And when guys want you to like them, they go wherever you want them to go.
He's not a guy. He's a vampire.
Hey! Don't assume his gender.
I don't care if he's Frankenstein. Guys are all the same.
Hey! That's racist! Remember their mom having mentioned back at the house her interest in going to the Harvest Festival? Wait, did I even show that clip? No, whatever. Well, she did. The kids decide that their best bet is... Oh my god, I can't speak! The kids decide that that's their best plan of fighting them. Jesus. Unfortunately, with their bikes having been destroyed, they need to call Duffy and his brother to pick them up, and for some reason, Boomer is there.
Come on, Chelsea, you hungry? Let's go get a corn dog.
No, I don't think so.
Vixen. Playing hard to get.
When they arrive, Boomer lets it slip that Adam promised him a date with his sister, which obviously upsets Chelsea. Yada 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 yada, a bunch of contrived drama that didn't need to be in the movie, and voila! They're on good terms again.
Hey, I'll bet that's the vampire's car.
Having told Duffy the kind of car that Dimitri drove on their way to the festival, the three side characters happen to come across it and appear to have some plans for it. Back at the carnival, Lynette makes a realization.
Look, tonight has been terrific. I mean, I really feel like I met someone. An old friend that I never thought I'd see again.
Well, that's natural. You feel that way. That's the depth of our connection.
No, I don't mean you. I mean me.
Which is actually really sweet. But Dimitri doesn't think so.
But you must feel some deep, powerful attraction to me.
Oh my god, he's a vampire incel. Congratulations, Dimitri! He joins Reed as our nice guy of the day. Woo! New character unlocked.
No, I don't think so.
But Dimitri does not take no for an answer and shows his true colors, much to Lynette's horror.
What are you
Look into my eyes.
Before she can break free, Dimitri uses his powers to put her under a spell. But not to worry, because Adam has a foolproof plan.
Oh boy.
Oh no, it failed!
Looking for me? Now, what are you doing here?
I want you to leave my mother alone.
But Adam, I don't understand. You sent for me.
That's not true.
Aren't you the one that sent the email?
You're Wolfsbane?
Wait, whoa, hold up. Whoa, of course he is. That's exactly what you planned. Okay, so somehow, apparently, I didn't realize this, but Adam and Chelsea didn't realize that the guy they ran into at the supermarket was Wolfsbane, even though that was their whole plan to begin with. They just think just coincidentally, a completely different guy just so happened to have been flirting with their mom on the same night. I don't. What? Dimitri tells Adam that his mother is already under a spell and that there's nothing he can do about it.
Your mother is mine. And there's nothing any snot-nosed 12-year-old can do about it.
I'm 13.
And I'm a vampire. And if you want to stay alive, you do well to remember that. Come on, Lynette. We're leaving.
Yes, we're leaving.
And just like that, Dimitri leaves with Lynette, and Adam gives up because he believes they're powerless against him.
What happened? Where's Mom?
They're gone.
Come on, we gotta follow them.
And do what?
Okay, so here's what kind of irks me about this. Adam and Chelsea can easily just go to the police and inform them that this man has taken their mother captive. They know his full name, what car he drives, and he even told them where he lives. Now you might be saying, but when the police go and get her, she'll refuse and say that everything's fine because she's under a spell. But like, look at the trance state she's in. She's acting like she's literally on drugs. There's no way they're gonna let her just go. But of course, this is a movie, so we gotta do things a nonsensical way. So Chelsea gives Adam a pep talk and convinces him that with his vampire knowledge, they can totally take him down.
Now come on, you're the monster master.
Well, he probably would take her to his lair.
He told us where he lived, remember?
The old Mather house out by the lake.
Come on, we'll call us a cab.
Right.
See, they know where he lives. Just go to the police. Anyway, when Dimitri attempts to drive off, he finds his car broken.
Great.
Thanks, Boomer. You're the real hero of the movie. The kids have a taxi drop them off at Dimitri's house, and it looks like... Oh, look at that! His ADR is totally off. For those of you who don't know, it's when they record his line in a sound booth and not... And this was just him, like, he said something. There was different lines. He said some different lines, and then they put the lines over his lips, which do not match what he's actually saying in the scene, and blah, 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 movie stuff, whatever, I don't know. I just wanted to point out that I'm really cool because I see it, okay? And I know things.
Listen, Adam, I just want you to know that no matter what happens, we're still a family, you know? Even if it's just you, me, and Taylor, we're still a family.
Jesus, optimistic much? And also, why are you all smiley right now? Your mom's about to become vampire food. Adam and Chelsea enter the house only to find that they beat Dimitri and their mom to it. Adam explains that his plan is to find Dimitri's coffin and hold it hostage in exchange for their mom. As if he doesn't get back into it by sunrise, he's toast. It's actually not that bad of a plan, all things considered. Oh, never mind, mom's dead. Meanwhile, Dimitri has his car repaired and is on his way home. Even though the kids couldn't even lift it off the ground before, they somehow managed to get it to the window, and... Damn, that's a thick coffin! At a loss, Malachi uses his, magic, I guess, and somehow tracks Dimitri's car. Again, I don't know what he did here, and it's probably something they just made up for the movie. Before the kids can get the coffin to the lake, Dimitri arrives back, but somehow his vampire senses don't immediately give them away, and they're able to hide with his big-ass coffin.
Welcome to your new home, my darling. Humans? Adam.
See? Why didn't he just spell them outside? What? Ugh, whatever. Yes. Okay, so I'm not really sure what Adam's plan here is. How the hell is he supposed to even get the coffin back to land? I mean, the second he gives him his coffin back, he's just gonna kill Adam anyway.
All right. What do you want?
Straight up trade. My mom for your coffin. 1 to 1.
No. I've got a better idea. I get my coffin, and you get your sister.
Wait, what the fuck just happened? What? Do you see that? when he grabs her, the dress turns red and then suddenly turns back. I'm not. What? Okay, I'm gonna come back to this later, guys. All right, trust me, because I got an answer for it.
Don't do it!
Now, Chelsea is a little young to be my queen, but oh, she'd make a lovely vampire princess.
Anyways, Dimitri makes a deal with Adam that if he comes back, he'll let his sister go, and Adam agrees. Oh, here we go. Let's see how this movie writes its way out of this one. There's no way he can just paddle back to shore with that. Oh, come on! You cheated. You cheated, movie.
Well, now, everything's just about back where it should be.
We're not giving up.
Adam, you're the stupidest little shit.
Actually, I wasn't planning on keeping my side of the bargain either.
What?
After what you put me through, no way.
Leave him alone.
Van Helsing.
Okay, so here he could have just stabbed him from behind, because apparently his vampire senses are somehow on the fritz, as he somehow doesn't hear or smell Malachi approaching, so instead, this happens.
It's morbid time.
It's not gonna hold him.
It won't hold him at all! You didn't even lock the door! Why didn't you just stab him when you had the chance? You know what? I'm okay with this. Kick his ass, Dimitri.
Leave him alone.
Taylor, don't!
Listen to your brother, Taylor.
I said leave him alone.
Are you standing up to me? You're 8.
8.5.
And I'm a vampire.
Enough! I have the power.
Yeah, right. Oops. Chels, help me.
She can't help you.
If he could have done this in the first place, why not just force Adam to paddle the coffin back? Whatever.
So, who's going to be first?
Mom? Help!
You are.
Lynette's love for her kids finally allow her to break out of the spell. Instead of moving out of the way with his speed, he just lets her push him.
I thought what we had was special!
So yeah, these peasants somehow managed to trap presumably a 1,000-year-old vampire and save the day.
Silver-plated nails.
You guys saved me.
No, you saved us.
How'd you break the trance?
I don't know.
Only true love can break a vampire's trance.
That's what it was, wasn't it, Mom?
That's what it was. I love you guys more than anything. What's gonna happen to that guy?
Well, we need to get him someplace with a lot of sunlight.
Yeah, let's just take this sucker and stick him right in the sunlight. And watch him burn!
He'll go to my vault in the South Pole, and then this summer we'll just ship him back to Finland.
Finland!
Wait, what? What? I don't understand what just happened, but okay. I guess they had to get past, like, Disney censors. Like, oh, we can't say we're gonna kill him. We're just gonna keep him in a vault in the South Pole. Then he's gonna ship him to
Finland!
What's in
Finland!
Dimitri says he's from Romania, so Finland's not his home. So why is whatever?
Would you like to come for breakfast?
Breakfast? Why not? It's a date.
Don't say date.
Not a date. Mom doesn't date.
I date.
What the fuck was that zoom in?
Just not vampires.
Happy Halloween! all right, you can let me out now. It's a joke. It's all a big joke. Say that?
Okay, so yeah, that was Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Yeah, it was indeed a movie that was made. Yes, indeed. No, but seriously, it's a movie of its time. despite its plot holes, I can't help but still love it because it's just, I don't know, nostalgia. I mean, plus I just love vampires. It's just a fun movie. It's a fun movie to watch. It's horrible. It sucks. Oh, it's so great. Anyway, remember that red dress I mentioned before? So it turns out, I kind of found the director's email, I believe. I believe it's his email, but I actually ended up emailing him some questions, and one of that included about the red dress, like what the fuck happened there. And surprisingly, he got back to me like a few hours later. I have no idea how. And this is what he says.
Thanks for the great questions. It has been a million years since we did this film and your inquiry spurs some great memories. To be honest, I haven't seen it in quite some time, but I will make it a point to rewatch. To your question about hairdress, I chose to have this shift to let her start to realize Dimitri's powers and as well, clue the audience.
Okay, I mean, that could have been dressed better, but sure. At least I got an answer to that, because that was really confusing me. Okay, so there is actually some lore behind this movie. Apparently, there's a deleted scene when Dimitri's at their house. They have a family dog, which Dimitri licks his lips as he looks at the dog like he wants to eat it. And apparently, this did not go over well with some people, and they had to take it out of all subsequent airings. And the scene is considered lost media to this day. Not really sure why it didn't go over well. I mean, listen, I love dogs. Not as much as the next guy. More than the next guy, right? That's how much I love dogs, and like that's not a big deal, guys. It's a fucking movie. It's a vampire movie, guys. Come on. I also ended up asking about this deleted scene and whether it was real or not. And apparently it is.
As to Dimitri and the dog, I did this just to have fun with it. Had no idea it'd offend anyone, go figure.
I did end up emailing him back not too long after and asked him if he has or does he know anyone who has the missing scene, though he hasn't gotten back to me since then, and now I'm kind of wondering if this was even the director in the first place. I'm not really sure. No, it probably was. I don't know. I mean, listen, if I found some lost media, I'd be a legend, guys. I'd be a legend. I'd be featured on what's that guy? Blame It on Jorge, and I would really love that. Please, thank you. Is that Jorge? George? Is it George? George! Yeah. Oh no, it's a bug! Ah! So that completes the duology of all the Disney I Got a Date With movies. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I'm making it a thing. And don't worry, I have some more spooky movies to go over next time. Or maybe I'll do something else. I don't know, it's my chat. I can do whatever I want, okay? You're not my mom!